8 in 10 Democratic primary voters say in a USA Today slash Suffolk University poll they would like to see a series of Democratic debates during the 2024 campaign. That includes an overwhelming 72% of those supporting President Joe Biden. But the odds of that actually happening are as close to zero as you can get in politics. Biden has expressed no interest in participating. The Democratic National Committee says it won't sponsor any. History is on their side. As you know, no incumbent, Republican or Democrat, have done debates. Kevin Munoz, a spokesperson for the Biden campaign, said in an email. Incumbents generally see no advantage to risking a misstep or to giving their challenger such a significant platform. In 1980, for instance, President Jimmy Carter didn't debate Massachusetts Senator Ted Kennedy. Now Kennedy's nephew, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is mounting a challenge to Biden that has considerably lower prospects of success. Biden's claim to the nomination hasn't been seriously threatened, but the findings underscore his need to consolidate and energize the Democratic base. In the poll, 58% of Democrats support Biden for the nomination, while 15% back Kennedy and 6% back Williamson. 21% are undecided. There could be at least a bit of political downside to ducking debates. The decision not to debate is ignoring the 82% of women, 84% of union households, 86% of independents, and 90% of young voters who are not only planning to vote in their state's Democratic primary or caucus next year, but also would like to see a series of Democratic primary debates, noted David Palagos, director of Suffolk's Political Research Center. The poll of 293 registered voters who plan to vote in the Democratic primaries and caucuses taken Monday through Friday has a margin of error of plus or minus 5 to 7 percentage points. Kennedy, the son of Robert F. Kennedy Sr., I don't know why they're calling him Sr., it's always just been RFK. And then anti-vaccination activist has said it's unfortunate that no debates seem to be on the horizon. Williamson, the author of self-help books who ran for the nomination in 2020, accused DNC of rigging the election. Candidate suppression is a form of voter suppression, and the party that purports to be the champion of democracy should not be so wary of it in our own house, she said in an op-ed published in Newsweek. In the last election, with no Democratic incumbent in office, Biden participated in 11 DNC-sanctioned debates during the primaries. So, I'll never not be astonished at the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party and the fact that they can get away with a lot of this stuff seemingly with no consequence. But I'd like you to imagine if you're an incumbent president and you are truly confident that you're going to win, you're going to beat these two long shot fringe people, what do you have to lose by participating in a debate? Because if anything, you're going to make them look foolish. All you're supposed to be like, yeah, I knew this person wasn't serious. President Biden has my back 1,000%. But instead, what's happening is you have this cranky, entitled old man who's cowardly, along with his advisors who equally have nothing between their legs. And they're all effectively hoping that by just ignoring RFK Jr. and Williamson, that they'll just go away, even though the two of them together are polling at 20-something%, which shows that there is a sizable portion of voters who are not excited for another 4 years of Biden. This whole thing of like, oh, recent incumbent presidents haven't debated their opponents, so why should Biden? Well, for one thing, we've talked before about the anti-democratic process of prior primaries, so using those as examples is not a good idea. But secondly, if he is so confident and he's, like, basically, I just don't understand where if you want the Democrats to vote for you, the way to get them to vote for you in the general election against Trump, DeSantis, Haley, whoever, is to stick it in their eye by going, oh, you wanted me to debate those other people that are running in the primary? I don't think so. And that's why I said politicians, they are, I'll never not be amazed by the sense of entitlement, like just the fact that like a lot of them think they're owed your vote. Like, yeah, he's got a 70% lead in this one poll, but make no mistake about it, we are still very early into this process. We still have over half a year before any voting starts taking place. So it's cool to sit there in your little ivory tower in the White House and say, "Oh, these people aren't a challenge to me." But what happens if, come Iowa, Biden wins by only 5 points or 10 points? And then if Williamson or RFK Jr. actually wins one of the states, what's he going to do then? Is he finally going to get off his ivory tower and come and then even if he's able to win the primary by just sitting at home, and believe me, if you want to talk about past examples, look at Pat Buchanan and the older Bush in '92. The older Bush dismissed Buchanan, and then Buchanan came close to winning and won, or came reasonably, did very well in New Hampshire, and that drove the older Bush to go out and campaign. So, and we know how his reelection bid turned out. And I think Biden's repeating the same mistake. He's going to sit here and think he's got this comfortable lead. You know, he's entitled to the nomination, so he doesn't have to campaign or go out and actually show voters that he's done something that's worth a damn. So he basically gets to take like a little vacation for the most part until the summer of next year with the 2024 Democratic National Convention. And then after pissing off voters by not participating in debates, by not treating his two major challengers as the serious contenders that they were, he'll have enough of them disenfranchised as to not vote for him in the general election and then lose to whichever right-wing maniac gets nominated by the Republicans. So I just don't see where he's really gaining anything. And like I said, if he was truly this very confident incumbent with this amazing record that has been, I've been rebuilding America, he would go, yeah, Williamson and RFK Jr. won the debate. All right, let's do it. I'm not afraid of them. They're jokes to me. They're jokes to my team. And we're going to show you why they're jokes. We're going to talk about my record. We're going to make them look like they don't know what they're talking about. And then my lead's going to go from 70 to 90. But he's not doing that because he knows the two of them get on that stage and he starts this little fumbly crap. Williamson might go from 6 points to 20 and RFK Jr. might go to 30. So her criticism, I have to admit, I do agree with that. One form of voter suppression is candidate suppression. So just don't talk about your opponent. Act like they don't exist. Pretend that they're not even, they're like a non-entity. Like, as far as the DNC is concerned, there is no primary. It's just Biden is the nominee and get over it. There will be no votes, even though people are going to vote, but still. And like I said, this is why I don't support Democrats as a party. I have some I like, but this is not a democratic process. Even the Republicans, for as right-wing and as ridiculous as they've gotten over the years with their whole, every time we lose, it's stolen crap. They had an honest primary in 2016. And even in 2020 to a lesser extent, although none of the Republicans that ran against Trump really were even trying to do anything worth a piss. But still, they didn't say, this person has been chosen. And I highly doubt if Trump had a challenger that was polling at 20%. Because the one thing Biden doesn't have that Trump has is like just loyalty from his own party. That the RNC would have just ignored that person. Be like, yeah, we're not worried. We're very confident. So the Democratic Party being as undemocratic as possible.